All right, today we're starting our review of topic 5, and we're starting with fluency practice. This is an activity you do with a partner. You can do it with a family member. You can Zoom with a friend and do it, or you can just practice and do it by yourself. Work with a partner, get a pencil and paper. Each partner chooses a light blue or dark blue as their color. At the same time, partner 1 and partner 2 each point to one of their black numbers. Both partners find the products of the two numbers. So you're solving the same problem at the same time. Whoever finds the answer first, the product first, gets a tally mark or earns a point. So that's some good review. So we'd be like, partner 1 could pick 52, partner 2 picks 54. Both partners will multiply 52 times 54. Whoever gets it correctly first gets a tally mark. You can check your work on a calculator. That's just to review multiplication. And for a vocabulary review for topic 5, choose the best term for the word list. Write it on the blank. One way to estimate the answer to a division problem is to replace the divisor and dividend with what compatible numbers, a dividend, a divisor, estimate, multiple, product, quotient, or remainder. So the best answer for that would be compatible numbers. The part that is left when you divide into equal parts is called whatever's left is called your remainder. To decide where to place the first digit of a quotient, blank the number of digits in the answer. To decide where you're going to start, you need to estimate. The answer to a division problem is called the quotient. Where's that word, quotient? There it is, down there. All right, so let me get that a little bit neater for you. So we want compatible numbers up here. We want remainder. We're going to estimate to decide where we start dividing. And the answer to a division problem is called the quotient. Okay. As we move down, for each of the terms, give an example and a non-example. So you can say a multiple of 10 could be 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. But it can't be 21, 33. It has to end in a 0 to be a multiple of 10. A product of 10. So the product of 10. Okay, sorry. All right. 2 times 5 will give you a product of 10. 1 times 10 will get you a product of 10. 2 times 6 will not get you a product of 10. Will get you 12. Remember, product is the answer to a multiplication problem. And a quotient of 10 would be like saying 100 divided by 10 equals 10. So we want the answer of a division problem to be 10. That would be the quotient of 10. A non-example would be 100 divided by 2 would be 50. That is not an answer or a quotient of 10. And write a division problem with a 3-digit dividend, a divisor of 20, and remainder of 10. Use at least 3 of the terms in the word list to explain how to choose the numbers for your example. So let's see. Write a division with a 3-digit dividend. So let's say, 800 divided by 20 would equal 40. But let's see, that's a 3-digit dividend with divisor of 20, but we want a remainder of 10. So how about if I divide it by, we'll say 810 divided by 20, be 40, remainder of 10. Use at least 3 of the terms in the word list to explain how to choose the numbers for your example. So what I first did was try to find, I wanted a divisor of 20, and I wanted a 3-digit dividend, so I got those. But when I wanted the remainder of 10, I had to increase my divisor by 10, so I could get my remainder of 10 there. All right, I'm going to move on. So we're doing in review, set A. And for this review, we have lots of pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to divide the review into 2 videos. And so here we go with set A. Find 32,000 divided by 80. So we're going to use basic facts, solve a simpler problem to help us solve this problem. So if we go up into our problem here, get a little closer to my computer. 360 divided by 40, we say 36 divided by 4. That's solving a simpler problem of 9. And we know we can cross out those zeros. They cancel each other out. 360 divided by 40 equals 9. And you can check your work by doing 40 times 9, 360, and that checks out. Number 2, simpler product, 27 divided by 9 equals 3, and you can check your work. 90 times 3 is 270. 2,100 divided by 30, solve a simpler problem. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Canceling zeros on either side leaves us with 1 0. So I know my answer is going to be 70. And you can check your work by doing your quotient times your divisor, and you should get your dividend, and that works. 4,800 divided by 80, 48 divided by 8 equals, equals 6. There we go, that's better. And I'm going to cross out a 0 on either side. I'm left with 1 0, so it's 60. And I can check my work. 80 times 60. 8 times 6 is 48. Bring 2 zeros over. Does that check out? Yep, that looks good. 72,000 divided by 80. 72 divided by 8 equals 9. Cross out a 0 here and a 0 here, and I have 2 zeros left over. 81 divided by 9 equals 9. Cross out a 0 here and a 0 here. I have 2 zeros left over. Set B, using compatible numbers and patterns to divide. Remember, compatible numbers are numbers that are easy to compute mentally. So we're going to estimate using compatible numbers for these guys. So 168 divided by 45, I would probably bring that to 160 divided by 40, not 50, because I know that 16 divided by 4 equals 4. So I want to be able to do it in my head like we did up top here. So 525 divided by 96, that rounds. The nearest 10 is 500, and 96, the nearest 10 is 100. So 500 divided by 100 is 5. 379 divided by 63. For this one, I could go to 400, but then my 6 won't go into that evenly. So for this guy, I think I'm not going to go to the nearest 100. I'm going to go to the nearest 10 because I've got a 6 here. So I'm going to look for something that is a multiple of 6, and I know 36 is. I'm going to bring that down to 360 divided by 60, and there's lots of other choices you could use there. But I'm trying to get compatible, not always using rounding. Sometimes you want to make sure that the numbers are easily to do you can do them easily in your head. So 234 divided by 72. I'm going to look at that 7 over there. 7 doesn't go into 23. The nearest number it'll go into 21. So I'll make that 210 divided by 70. And I get a 3. 613 divided by 93. 93, I could probably just bring that one up to 100. And 613 down to 600. I can do that in my head. 748 divided by 92. I could go down to 700 divided by 100 and get 7. If I want to get a little bit more closer, I could say, how about bring that to 90? 9 doesn't go into 74, but it goes into 72. So I can make that 720 divided by 90 and get an 8 there. I'm on the other computer and it's much smaller, and you can see my writing is not as great here. I'll try to be a little neater. It's hard to write. It's very small. Set C. Draw a model to help you find the numbers of tens and ones in the quotient. And remember, this model is using partial quotients. You can draw the box, or you can, like we have number 1, we have 100. Oops, get that up there. Number 1, we have 180 divided by 15. You can do 15 times 10 is 150. That's a partial quotient. And so we have 10 remainder. Whoops. Sorry about that. And 15 goes into 32 times. So we combine that. So we get a 12 here. And if you want to show that in your box, like if you want to do the boxy way, you're starting with 180. And we've got 15 over here. So we decided we're going to take out, 150. And then we're going to take out, and we have 30 left over. We're going to take out 2. So that's another way to do it. Either way, for number 2, maybe I can do this over here better. 154 divided by 14. If I use the partial product method, I can start with 10. And then I see I have 1. So I know my answer is 11. I said that one was 12. And if you use the box using the draw a model, you have 154. And you've got 14 over here. So we started with 10. So we subtracted out 140. We brought that over here, and we know 14 goes into 14 one time. So that's using the model. Every time I erase, I have to rewrite the answers in. So we had a 12 here and an 11 here. For number 3, I have 351 divided by 27. Do 10. 27 times 10 is 270. And I could take 27 out, let's see, one time. Take it out again. Oops. And take it out again. So I wind up with 10 and 3 little guys. So that's 13 is my answer for that one. If I do it like this, I had 27 over here, 351. We said 10. And we decided it 81, 27 times 3. So that's using the other model. Number 4. For number 4, 190, oops, sorry. There we go. 192 divided by 16. 16 goes into 192. We say 10 times, 160. And 16 goes into 32 2 times. And you could have done it one at a time, but I know my math fact, 16 times 2 is 32. So I combine that. So I'm going to get 12. And if you do the model, 16 over here, 192 here. We said it comes out 10 times. Bring the 32 over here, 2 times, and you combine that to get your answer. Number 5, 143 divided by 11. 11 goes into 143 10 times. And 11 goes into 33 3 times. So we've got 13 on that one. Which one was that? There we go. Number 15. Number 16, 31 goes into 217. It won't go in 10 times. I'm stuck on this one. So I'm going to start like I usually do. I know 10 will be too big, so I'm going to go, 10 will be way too big, so I'm going to go down to 5. And I'll start with that because that's under. And you can start wherever you decide to start. 31 goes into 62 2 times. So I combine that and I get a 7. Number 7, 130 divided by 26. 26 goes into 130. 10 will be too big again. So I'm going to start with 5. Because I know 260, 130 is about halfway. So, and it's exactly halfway. So it goes in exactly 5 times. And the last one, 270, 18. This one I can do the 10. And 18 goes into 90. 18 times 10 is 180. 90 is half that. So I'm going to do half of 10. And it's exactly 90. So, whoops. What have we got? A 0 there. Put my 5 on top, not next to it. So we combine these two together and we have 15. I'm going to stop there and we'll make another video for the next couple pages.